Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets hidden within company filings. Are we about to uncover a gene therapy jackpot or a funding fumble? Today we're diving deep into Opus Genetics and their latest report, which surprisingly details a brand new partnership that could be a game changer for them. Opus Genetics is a company working on gene therapies to help people with inherited eye diseases. Think of them as trying to fix the genetic code that causes blindness in certain cases. They have a specific program focused on a condition linked to a gene called RDH12. So what's the big news? Well, on July 22nd, 2025, Opus Genetics and its subsidiary teamed up with two other groups, Eyes on the Future and the RDH12 Fund for Sight. These partners are essentially injecting cash into Opus's RDH12 program. Now their stock ticker is IRD and it trades on the Nasdaq. It's a pretty standard setup for a biotech company looking for investment. This new deal is called a funding and license agreement. Fancy name, right. Basically, it means these partners are giving money to Opus, but they also get some rights to Opus's work on the RDH12 program. How much money are we talking about? Up to a massive $1.6 million. This money is specifically for developing that RDH12 gene therapy. Opus has to follow a plan they agreed on with their new partners. But here's where it gets spicy. If Opus can't hit certain goals by certain dates, or if other specific things happen, which they call a license trigger event, then their partners get a special pass. It's a global, royalty-free and fully paid up license. This essentially means the partners can start developing these gene therapies themselves without paying Opus extra. Imagine Opus gets the money, but if they stumble, their partners can step in and take over the development without owing more. It's like a safety net for the investors, but a potential roadblock for Opus if things go wrong. On top of that, Opus has some restrictions. They can't just give exclusive rights to someone else for this RDH12 program in the United States without getting the okay from these new funding partners. So the partners have a lot of say in how this program moves forward. When does this whole agreement end? Well, it's the first of two things. Either Opus successfully starts testing their therapy in a clinical trial with 3 patients before any of those trigger events happen, or they reach their first commercial sale after getting approval from the US regulators or similar approvals in certain European countries. Also, if a different company that Opus had previously licensed this program to decides to take over Opus's responsibilities in this new deal, then this deal also ends. And another interesting point, the funding partners can actually end the agreement for any reason after a license trigger event, even if Opus hasn't really messed up, so they have a lot of flexibility. Following this big announcement, Opus also put out a press release on July 23rd. Press releases are usually the company's way of putting a positive spin on things, so we always need to read between the lines. This press release is attached as Exhibit 99.1 to this filing. And who's signing off on all this? Dr. George McGrath, the Chief Executive Officer, a key leader making these major decisions for Opus Genetics. Now let's talk brass tacks. Opus is getting up to $1.6 million. In the world of biotech, that's not a colossal amount, but it's definitely significant for getting a specific program like RDH12 moving. This funding is crucial for clinical trials and research and development. What's really interesting here is the dual nature of the agreement. It's a funding deal, but it's heavily laced with licensing terms. This suggests the funding partners are not just passive investors. They're actively interested in the potential of this RDH12 program and want control or at least significant influence over its future development. The license trigger event is the critical element here. If Opus stumbles, it's not game over for the therapy itself, it's just game over for Opus's sole control. The partners can sweep in. This also means Opus needs to be exceptionally diligent in meeting its developmental milestones. Failure to do so could result in losing the reins on a potentially groundbreaking therapy. Think about the opportunity cost for Opus. If this RDH12 program takes off and their partners end up developing it and commercializing it, they might miss out on the biggest profits. However, if Opus can successfully navigate these milestones, use the funding wisely and hit their targets, they might still be the ones to bring this to market, possibly with a more favorable licensing structure renegotiated down the line. Considering Opus's position as a biotech company, it's all about hitting those clinical trial milestones and securing further funding. This deal provides a much needed cash injection and validation for their RDH1 program. The existence of the licensing aspect, though, creates a cautionary tale. It's a high wire act. They need to perform perfectly to keep full control. and maximize their long-term financial gains. The risk for Opus is clear if they can't execute due to unforeseen scientific or operational challenges. They could see their most promising program transitioned to other hands. A significant blow to their growth prospects. However, the opportunity to advance a therapy for a rare genetic disorder is immense, and this funding is a critical step. Overall, Opus Genetics seems to be strategically securing funding for a key program while managing the risk of losing control through carefully structured agreements. It's a common play in biotech where capital is king and progress is measured in clinical milestones. They've got money, but they've also got pressure. What do you think about this gene therapy partnership? Is it a smart move by Opus or a risky gamble? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more insider looks at the corporate world. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for even more discussions and insights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Decode.